E-Butter go crazy.
YouTube, what's good, guys? It's your boy TD. I'm back again with another live, guys. And today's live is going to be on week 11, stars and sits, guys. I got the stars and sits for you. But listen, I'm doing it differently. I'm not going to hit every game. I know y'all need your questions answered, so I'm going to just hit some of the main stars and sits. You know how I am. Stars are studs. So I'm not going to mention Josh Allen. Start Josh Allen. It's not. To me, it's a waste of time because y'all know that. So I'm going to get to some of the guys that might be like, should I start them? And I'm going to go through the quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight end that way, guys. And I'm also going to be able to get to the chat questions a little bit faster because I don't want people coming in and out and waiting on me to finish reading out the stars and sets. So I'm just going to kind of make it a little bit quicker today. And y'all let me know in the comment section if you like it or not. So I appreciate everybody being here. I really love that y'all support my channel, guys. You don't know what it means to me. It means a lot to me. So I appreciate everybody being here. Let me see. And I actually did something different today, too. I shouldn't be buffering. I took everything off my computer. I didn't want nothing running. I didn't want the CPU running in the background for nothing. So I got everything. So hopefully everything could be better, guys, because I'm trying to get better. When old boy said my production was weak, he woke up a beast. So I appreciate it. Thank you, bro, for saying that, Tommy Davis, if you in here. All right. So I'm going to get to the chat. Eric, what's going on, Eric? Eric says, I'm starting Amon-Ra, Terry, and I'm thinking of starting Gabe Davis over Pittman since the game is being moved to Detroit out of the snow. Yes. Well, listen, I don't know about Terry McLaurin. If that's Terry McLaurin, bro, with Tyler Heinicke, he's being hyper-targeted. So I get you on to start Gabe Davis, and I think that's a great idea. But I'm not sitting no Terry against no Houston. I can't do it, bro. So I think Terry is a must start. And you started Amon-Ra, yeah. You says, and then you says, okay, you started Gabe Davis. Okay, Terry, and I'm thinking of starting Gabe Davis over Pittman. Okay, I'm sorry, you're talking about over Pittman. Yes, you can start Gabe Davis over Pittman, especially with them taking the snow game and moving it right into a location where it's not going to be any bad weather. I like Pittman this week. He is a start for me, but Gabe Davis is a better start in a no snow game. So I admit that, bro. Let me see. Life is Sports Talk with Jake. Yes, life is Sports Talk with Jake. What's good, bro? He says, yo, starting Christian Watson tonight. Wish me luck. Now listen, bro. He could dud you. Be acceptable for that. This is not a play where if it's dud, this was terrible. This is, you got to know what he is, bro. If you don't want a dud, you don't need a dud, you got to win, don't play Christian Watson. But if you don't care and you just rather, I'm just trying to catch a boom and I got other players to support him, then you play him. But, bro, he could dodge you. He could go out there and get only 3 points. I just want people to know that about Christian Watson. I'm starting him, but I know what his expectations is, too. And I know you do, too, bro. And, guys, if you ever want to come up here and chop it up, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to cuss you out or none of that. Just come up here. We can talk about whatever. You got a question about the stars and sits? That's a different thing for the show. I'm a bot. He said, hey, yo, bro, what's up, bro? He always showing support. I appreciate that. Go follow him on Twitter, guys. I'm a bot. And Life is Sports Talk with Jake says, hit that like button, everyone. Yes, sir. Hit the like button. And CHB, what's up, bro? He says, starting both Lazard and Watson. There you go. Squeeze, and I love that. That's what I'm doing, bro. I got them guys in 2 leagues, and I'm playing both of them. Great job, bro. He said, and Watson only because Tyreek is on a bot in Hollywood, I'm unsure about, but definitely not starting Burks yet. I agree 100%. And there you go. Pretty Richie, what they called him. He says, put some respect on it and click the like button. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm a bot says, how do you feel about giving up Kelce and Swift for Mark Andrews and CMC? How do you feel about giving up Kelce and Swift for Mark Andrews and CMC? No. I'm not giving up no Kelce. Now, Swift, if you want to move off Swift to get something, that's fine. But don't give up the church's money. Kelce, bro, for the last 5 years, he's the best player in fantasy over quarterbacks and everything, bro. He's been the most consistent. He's a Hall of Famer in fantasy, bro. He's a Hall of Famer. I got to admit that. So, no, I would not do that trade. And Juke says Smith, Pittman, or Watson for wide receiver. Smith, Pittman, Watson for wide receiver. I'm going to say Devontae Smith. He's the safest play. Now, Pittman is a good play, too, but he's not a better play than Devontae Smith. And Watson is very, very, very volatile. He could go for 40 point, 30 point, 40 point, 50 point, 40 point, 50 point. Or he can go for 10 points, 5 points, 3 points, 3 points, 2 points. So I just want you to know that. That's what Watson is. So you got to make that decision. The power is yours, right? So to me, in a vacuum as a content creator, Devontae Smith all day. But as me being a player and loving fantasy football and knowing how to win weeks, I'm going with Christian Watson. And a Pretty Richard says, I'm about good move as long as Andrews is healthy enough to play. CMC is going to begin to boom. And Civil Rapture, what's up, bro? He says, start 2, Lazard, Christian Watson, Gabe Davis, and Mooney. I'm going to put Christian Watson in there for the boom, bro, because I know you know what he is. And the next guy would be Gabe Davis. Christian Watson and Gabe Davis. Now, listen. If they don't move the game, don't play Gabe Davis. If they don't move the game, I would play Mooney. I would play Christian Watson and Mooney. Now, listen, Lazard is a safe play. He's going to get target and stuff, but Christian Watson got the biggest boom and Gabe Davis got the biggest boom. So I'm going to give you the boom guys. Mooney is a boom guy too, but it's not as his boom is not as big as Christian Watson. Gabe Davis, Mooney, Gabe Davis got more boom. So I would play Christian Watson and Gabe Davis, bro. And CHB said, man, your production not weak, dude. Was just hating because he not right within. You right. Your content is quality. I know it when I see it. To quote you, I said what I said. Thank you, bro. Thank you. You right. You right. But you got to learn how to take constructive criticism. I thought he was trying to give a constructive criticism, but I thought he worded it the wrong way. But I love what you're saying, bro. I respect that. Nothing but respect, bro. Salute. And Shay 721, what's up, bro? Glad to see you here. He says standing scoring, Christian Watson or Sutton. Bro, so again, Christian Watson is my boom guy. I'm playing him for boom. But I don't want to be disingenuous with y'all and tell y'all to play him and y'all expecting to get a good, solid output and get a lot of targets. He's not that. Not yet. We need to see another game, but I'm still playing him. Now, Sutton's going to get 10 targets, 12 targets. 10 targets, 12 targets. He's going to get those many targets. So I would Courtland Sutton going to get way more targets than Christian Watson. But Christian Watson can take 3 of them to the crib as he did last week. Yeah, great question, though, Shades. Great question. Glad to see you here. Silver Raptor says, y'all are thinking same as me. Start Buffon, Lazard, and Watson. Laugh out loud. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Maurice Mitchell, what's up, bro? He says, which 2 to start out of Kittle, Pickens, and Garrett Wilson? I'm going with Pickens. Oh, which 2? I'm sorry, bro. Which 2 to start? Pickens and Wilson. Now, I'm not going to start a tight end over like good top end wide receivers. And Garrett Wilson and George Pickens are number 1 wide receivers on their team. So I don't never start tight ends in a flex over like number 1 guys. But listen, if you're in a tight end premium league, I would tell you George Pickens and George Kittle. But if it's not tight end premium, just go with George Pickens and and Wilson. Garrett Wilson. Juke says, hope Mark Andrews plays at 100%. I don't know, bro. That's what got me a little bit worried. I don't know if he does, but we shall see. And Pretty Richard says that Juke go Pittman with Matt Ryan under center and play Christian Watson tonight. He'll boom. We hope so. And Pretty Richie says Shades go Sutton over Christian Watson. He'll be more consistent, especially with Judy deemed up. Okay. Yep. And Dylan, what's up, bro? He said, TD, what's good? I appreciate your hard work and consistency. Always looking forward to the next videos. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you 100. Salute, bro. And Silver Raptor says, thanks. Anytime, bro. Anytime. You show support to the channel, you know I got you. And Pretty Richie says, at Maurice Mitchell, go Pickens and Wilson. Yes, sir. Killer is too inconsistent with all the weapons in San Francisco. Yes, sir. And he says, appreciate you. And Dylan says, Najee or James Robinson this week. I'm going to say, I'm going Najee. I'm going Najee because they took him off his questionable tag. He's healthy now. So I'm going to say Najee over James Robinson. Kels, what's up, bro? Yo, check my team. Jimmy G, CMC, Barkley. CMC, Barkley, Pittman, Sutton, Everett, Stevenson, and Ravens D. Do you start DPJ instead of one of those wide receivers above? No, I'm starting Sutton and Pittman over DPJ as in right now before Deshaun Watson gets back. I'm starting Sutton and Pittman over DPJ. Great question, Kales. And Pretty Richie, he says, Ed Bonham, go Najee over J-Rob. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Shay says Buffalo and Cleveland game moved to Detroit. Yes, that's what they're saying. Yes, sir. You're right. So I will go ahead and play Gabe Davis. If you want to play Gabe Davis, go ahead and play him now. Play all those studs for Buffalo now that the game has been moved. And Kale says your lineup is an A-. Yes. Let me see. Because I didn't give it a grade. I just above. Yep. Yeah, bro. Your team is straight. I'm gonna give it a B, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just guys like, you got Jimmy G and Pittman and Sutton. Now they are good players, but they're not boom players. So I gotta rank them for what they are. But I think those are good guys to have just to go out there because they're getting targeted. So right, they could change this week. Pittman could go get hyper targeted by Matt Ryan. Now he's a top 12 wide receiver. So is Sutton going against a weak team like Las Vegas. So I'm gonna give it a B. And Kale said, I need this win. Yes, sir. I know it, bro. Hey, we all do. It's clutch time. Right? You know what I'm saying? I know I'm like 6-4 and that type, 7-3 in my leagues. So it's time to win. Yes, sir. I see it. That's what Racky said too. And AK, I'm gonna call you AK. Says Pacheco, Brown, Robinson, Swift, or Najee, RB2, full PPR. Thanks, bro. Listen, I'm not gonna sit there. It's too clutch. I'm not gonna sit there and tell you to roll out Pacheco or Swift because they volatile. They haven't been hitting their ceilings. Pacheco, they made some moves. Said he's taking them off kick return. Swift is getting healthier each week, but Brown Robinson get 20 carries. So against Houston, I would probably say start Brown Robinson as an RB2 with all the carries he's going to get. Swift and Pacheco got more upside than Brown Robinson, but they can't touch his floor. His floor feels great this week against Houston. Najee is just volatile. It is what it is. They're trying to put Jaylen Warren in, and he's hurt. So I can't tell you. So the best guy to go with that I feel great about telling you, bro, because you need to get in the playoffs. You need to win your fantasy championship. I don't want you to get no 4 points, 5 points. I'm going to tell you Brown Robinson. And Racky, what's up, bro? Next couple of weeks are crucial. Yes, sir. And Kale says, you think Kyler Murray is a sit? No. If that's your bet, and then if you can go stream a guy that is really good, a guy like Daniel Jones, let me see, Jimmy Garoppolo, Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins, yeah, I would maybe sit Kyler Murray. But I'm not sitting them for like Davis Mills, Taylor Heineke, Russell Wilson. I'm not sitting them for those guys. So it just depends on who you got to back them up. So sometimes you just got to roll them out there, bro. Great question, though. Great question. And Ian Taylor says, what up, TD? Goff or Mariota? Goff or Mariota? Let me see here. I'm going to go with Mariota, man, because of the legs and the matchup that he got. He's playing against Chicago. They don't have a great defense, so I feel like he can run on them. It's all about him running. And he might throw a touchdown or two, maybe, if we're lucky. I think his legs, I'm going to trust his legs over Goff playing against New York Giants, which is a really good, solid defense. That defense do not suck. They solid. So I'm going to go with Mariota, bro. That's a great question, though, Taylor. Great question. Guys, make sure you hit the like button as you come in. I appreciate everybody being here. And Pretty Richard says, AK, go Swift and Pacheco as RB2s. And Shay says, Kmet or Dotrius. I'm going Kmet all day, but I do like Dotrius. But Kmet is a top 5 tight end star for me. That's what he is. Kmet is the top 5 tight end star for me. And Ian Taylor said, and Pretty Richard says, Ian Taylor, go Goff. And Pretty Richard says, Shades, Kmet over Dotrius. And Dylan says, Pretty Richie, much respect. Yes, sir. He put the work in, guys. And Pretty Richie says, Bottom, appreciate you, man. My pleasure. Mr. Anderson, what's up, bro? He said, yo, smash the like button on the way in. Numbers in the chat ain't matching the likes. Yes, sir. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. And Dylan, he says, flex Elijah Mitchell or Tony. I know you are big on Tony. Currently, he is in my lineup as a flex. It just depends on what you want. Elijah Mitchell got a great floor. Elijah Mitchell going to get 15 carries. Now, who are they playing? They playing Arizona, which is a weak defense. So, but Tony, with Juju not practicing and Mecole Hardman on the IR, that means Kadarius got a great role. Now, he's going to play the Mecole Hardman role. And Mecole Hardman been out doing Juju, everybody except for Travis Kelce. So, Kadarius Tony all day, bro. But I get it. Usually I'm going to a running back, but Tony if Juju don't play, man, I got to put him over Elijah Mitchell. But if you play Elijah Mitchell, there's nothing wrong with that, bro. Nothing wrong. Excuse me, guys. Nothing wrong with playing Elijah Mitchell because that's a running back. And usually I preach to y'all when it's kind of close, which this is kind of is because Elijah Mitchell, he look good, and they got a weak matchup playing against Arizona, go to the running back. So, bro, I'm just going to tell you, but sometimes I'm going with my gut too. And my gut says Tony because I like Tony. And I don't want to miss that boom when I've been champion, not just because of my channel. I like the player. I want him on my fantasy teams. That's why I tell y'all, you can listen to what I say, but you don't have to. I'm never going to feel slighted because it's your team. That's what a lot of fantasy players, content creators don't tell you that. I say go with what makes you feel good. You know what I'm saying? Say that way when you lose, you can go down with the ship and you got honor and pride with that. So, and Pretty Richie says, yes, sir. Put some respect on it and click the like button, everyone. Yes, sir. And Hartnell, what's up, bro? Glad to see you here. He says Christian Watson or Cordell Patterson, full PPR, 4-6, need to win this week. Cordell Patterson, that's simple. You can't get cute with Christian Watson. Now listen, he might boom. So that's up to you, bro. If you want to put Christian Watson in for that boom because you looking for to get over your opponent, that's fine. But when you 4-6, you got to go with guys that's going to give you nice floor sometimes. So I say Cordell Patterson going to have at least one rushing touchdown and get at least 10 to 15 carries. So I'm going to say Cordell Patterson, bro. That's a great question. Guys, you got some great questions tonight. Kello, what's up, Kello? Kello Webster, he says Josh Palmer or Darius Slayton this week. With Mike Williams coming back and DeAndre Carter being pretty good, I like DeAndre Carter a little bit over Josh Palmer. So I'm going to say Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton is the number one on that team. There you go. Chris Carter, what's up, bro? Long time no see. Glad to see you here. He said, will Cup play again this year? No, I don't think so. Why would you? He's the future of this team on his first year of his deal. I don't think he's coming back. And he said, who is the top target in that Rams offense now? Wide receiver Allen Robinson? Yes, Allen Robinson. And I would say Ben Sharanik, the white guy, the wide receiver. I think those two guys are. I think Van Jefferson is just a deep play threat. So I would rather have Allen Robinson over Van Jefferson. And I think Ben is going to be the guy going to get at least 10 targets. I think Ben going to lead him in catches, but I don't know if he's going to have a lot of touchdown upside. I think that's going to be Allen Robinson and Tyler Higbee. And also the running backs. Cam Akers and Kyron Williams are kind of fantasy value, and Darrell Henderson. Those for that type of team. I'm just telling you for that type of team. I'm not telling you compared to everybody else. Compared to everybody else, those are weak plays. So the main play is Allen Robinson, like you said, bro, and Ben. And Pretty Richie says, Kadarius Toney is a wide receiver 2 moving forward, period. Hybrid, player getting hyper-targeted by Patrick Mahomes. Smash the start button. Love it. Love it. Life is Sports Talk with Jake says, Pretty Richie is what they call him. What's up, bro? Pretty Richie, what they called him. And Pretty Richie says, Hartnell, Cordell Patterson is very safe, but a low floor. Christian Watson is a boom play, but risky. Yes. Yep, that's what it is. And Hartnell says 100% agree, fellas. Thank you. Yes, sir. And Pretty Richard says, Ed Kello, go Darius Slayton over Palmer. I agree. And Mr. Anderson said, who you dropping, Elijah Mitchell or Jeff Wilson? Elijah Mitchell in a vacuum. I don't want to drop any of those guys. But like I said, this is what I do for a living, so I got to answer the question, bro. Because I don't want to drop any of those guys. I would try to make room for both of them. But if you had to drop one, because somebody had a gun to your head or something like that, it would be Elijah Mitchell. Jeff Wilson, bro, he might be a league-winning running back. I mean, bro, it's almost being a running back on Miami, it's easy. And I don't want to mean easy like it's easy to be a running back in the NFL, but it's easy to score because ain't nobody coming in that box. You better get out that box with Tyreek and Water. Don't come in that box. Do not come in that box. And Bill says, bro, I got Jacoby Myers versus the Jets, okay? Maury Cooper versus the Bills, okay? Or Antonio Gibson versus the Texans. Need one for wide receiver 2 and a flex. Also got Duvernay versus the Panthers. Who would you roll with? So I'm going with Amari Cooper. I'm going with Amari Cooper because he is who he is. He's the number 1 alpha on this team, great route runner. Buffalo secondary is good. They solid, but they ain't great. They got some injuries in their secondary. So I'm gonna say Amari Cooper. And far as the okay. CHB in the house, okay. And far as you see, or Antonio Gibson's basis. So for your flex, I'm gonna say Antonio Gibson. So Amari Cooper and Antonio Gibson, those are the 2 guys. Yeah. So Amari Cooper and Antonio Gibson, play those 2, bro. Let me bring them up. What's
good,
bro?
Chilling, bro. About to be on my way to the gym real quick, but I had to make an appearance, because
yes,
you're the reason I've been 9-1, about to be 10-1 the way this thing going. So
okay,
want to give you a prop.
What's your team, man? So what's some of the studs on your team?
Take me show you?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
You ain't got to. Yeah, we ain't got to show me. You just can tell me some of the studs.
Oh, I got you. I got you. So what's we got? All right. So right now, my team, we got Justin Fields starting. Boom. We got
Okay.
Stevenson, Ramondre. We got Pacheco right now, sleeper. Lazard,
Okay.
Watson, Mark
Ooh.
Andrews, St. Brown, Tyler Bass as the kicker.
Okay.
I ain't like none of the defenses available, so I'm just going to just take a little risk this week. I feel lucky, but
Got you. Okay.
benches Mostert, Geno Smith, Kyron Williams sleeper,
Ooh.
Hollywood Brown, Treylon Burks, and Foster Moreau.
Okay. And what guys did I influence you to pick up, bro? Like from the beginning of the season, what guys did I inspire you to pick up?
St. Brown, gotta give you that. Boom.
Okay.
Tyreek, boom.
Okay.
Justin Fields. You said that. You said what you said. I didn't believe it. Like, oh, this man know what he's talking about. Living proof.
Okay.
What else we got? Shoot. You told me, dang. You said Mostert. I give you that.
Yep. Okay.
Andrews. Yeah, so good amount on team. Oh, yeah, of course. I got to give you Christian Washington. You said, I remember that Randy Moss video. You said he's like a Randy Moss prototype, and he was not lying.
Yep. I appreciate it, bro. Like I said, look, I'm not trying to claim that I'm always right, but I know fantasy. Well, I know football, so that helps me know fantasy really well. So, bro, I just appreciate you coming up and get validating, because that's what I need to help my channel grow, man. Because I know I help a lot of people, and I know, like, man, when I actually look at my catalog, they might not hit right away, but I'm like, dang. Out of all my players, they end up hitting. I'm like 75%, 80% on a lot of players that I talk about, but they don't hit right away. And sometimes, I get that. So, like Kyle Pitts, I'm still running him out there, but he might not, he might be like inconsistent for this year because of Mariota. But I still think he can help people win fantasy football championships in the playoffs, because they trying to draw up plays for him. They trying to.
Right. Oh yeah, I gotta give Pretty Richie respect on the kicker, because I was shooting between Carlson and Tyler Bass. I've been stuck with Tyler Bass because of Pretty Richie. So respect Pretty Richie. Oh yeah,
but
go
Richie
Pack
been
go.
doing this a long time. Yes, sir. Richie been doing this over 15 years, bro.
I can tell he know what he's talking about. Like I said, a fellow Packer fan to another fellow Packer fan. So like I said, you're the only Cowboy fan I get along with. So I give you respect. You get a pass.
Yes, sir. Yo, bro, appreciate you coming on, bro.
Salute.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Yes, sir, guys. Hey, listen, like I told you, y'all want to come up? We can chop it up, guys. That was great. I like that. It was the first guy that actually tried to come up. Most people don't come up because I guess I'm going to try to talk around it. No, I'm not, guys. I know, listen, yes, I am. I'm a warrior. I'm a win. I play sports. I'm a win. But I'm also, guys, I don't want people to take some of the stuff the wrong way, because I don't mean it the wrong way. I'm just very, very passionate. My girl always tell me, babe, you yelling. I'm like, babe, I'm not yelling. I'm passionate. She'll tell you that. So, yeah. All right, let me see. Let's get to the rest of the chat. Guys, I'm gonna keep addressing the questions, and maybe at the end, and I'll talk out some of the stars and sits, because I think it's important for me to get to everybody's question. I don't want to hold people up waiting in the chat. It took me reading out a bunch of players. So, Maurice says fair trade. Derrick Henry for Jimmy G and Kurt. Oh, Maurice, you in here hiding? Stop it, bruh. That boy crazy. He trying to get me to give him Derrick Henry for Jimmy G and Christian Kirk. I asked him for D-Hop, because Derrick Henry, even though he had he had a low game last week, he was like, man, look, Jimmy G's gonna be solid for you in the Superflex league, and Christian Kirk is a really good, and he is. But I need D-Hop too, bro, because it's just making it right. Derrick Henry he worth two players. So I get if you don't want to do it, but I love it. That boy trying to come in here and get his stuff off. I love it. Respect, bro. Ain't nothing but respect for you, bro. I appreciate you watching the content. And Pretty Richard says, at Chris Carter, Allen Robinson is about to boom with Cup out. I hope he boom, Richie. I'm nervous. I know he's going to get a lot of targets, but I don't know if he's going to boom. And Eric, he says, do I start Freiermuth or Kmet? I'm starting Kmet all day, bro. No Freiermuth. I mean, Freiermuth is good, but not over Kmet. Kmet is a top 5. Guys, I don't know how many tight ends will start over Kmet other than Travis Kelce. If Mark Andrews was 100% healthy, then it would be Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, and Kmet. Nobody else is over Kmet. I know y'all might think, I love Kyle Pitts, but Kyle Pitts is nowhere near Kmet. I'm sitting Kyle Pitts on my bench right now playing Cole Kmet in most of my leagues that I got Cole Kmet in. And Kenneth says, Kadarius Toney, Marquise Brown if he plays, or Cordero Patterson in the flex. I'm gonna have to go, bruh. I love Cordero Patterson. I think he's a really good running back. But I'm telling you, with Juju and Mecole being out, if Juju don't play, if Juju play, it would be kind of close with Cordero Patterson and Toney. But with Juju having a concussion, I know he's not going to play. Kadarius Toney all day, bruh. Kadarius Toney all day. He says, let me know, bruh. I got you, Kenneth. I got you. Kadarius Toney. And Pretty Richie had you too. He said, Eric, go commit over Fairmuth. Fields' connection with his tight end is fierce. It's not the connection. It's just they can't stop. They scared of Fields running. So they opens it up for the tight end, guys. That's the logic. That's why I was on Kmet. That's why I was talking about Kmet as a top 12 tight end for me early in the season, because I knew that Justin Fields would run. I don't think Kmet is the type of player that Mark Andrews or Kyle Pitts or Travis Kelce is. But he's a good, solid tight end. But when you're playing with Justin Fields, when you're playing with Justin Fields, just like Lamar, Mark Andrews is good, but he ain't Travis Kelce. But the reason why Mark Andrews outdid Travis Kelce last year because Lamar Jackson legs and Tyler Huntley legs too. Like when you got a running quarterback, it just opens it up for everybody. Because people are gonna they're gonna put their eyes on the quarterback, then somebody get behind you. And Pretty Richie says, Kenneth, go Toney and Cordell Patterson over Brown. Yep. Rondell Moore has arrived in Arizona. I agree. That's why I've not been talking about Marquise Brown. Let me see. Yep. Kadarius Toney and Kadarius Toney and Cordell Patterson. Those are my plays, bro. But Kadarius Toney over Patterson. And Kale says, do you think Mike Williams plays? I don't know. He says, if not, Palmer or Swift. If Mike Williams don't play, I would say Palmer over Swift. Swift still getting better. This could be his boom week, but I don't know. I don't know how healthy. They don't tell us, right? I just can tell by watching like his carries, the way they're using them, and how he's practicing, how healthy he's getting. So he's getting more healthy. He's not on the report anymore. So I'm going to say Palmer if Williams is out. Do you think Swift will eventually blow? Yes, I do, bro. I do. And Viv says, this channel always fire. Thank you, bro. I try. And Josh Cone says, in a bond, bro, Kyler is my starter, and I have Deshaun on my bench because of the fire. He can show soon. Okay, I'm nervous because I have no room to drop anyone, and I may need a quarterback this week. Okay, so you said Deshaun on my bench because of the fire. He can show soon. Yes. He coming out. I'm nervous because I have no room. Bruh, you got to make a decision. So if you can take an L this week, you might not want to just don't drop nobody and don't play a quarterback. I mean, you can do that. I'm not saying that's crazy. That's not crazy. But, bro, you probably need a quarterback to get those tight because that goes all the way up to 20 points. It's easy for a quarterback to score 15 or 20. It's hard for a positional player to get up to 15 points. So to me, you might have to stream, bro, but I get it. If you had to drop one of those guys, it would be Deshaun Watson. But if you're not going to drop any of those guys, then you're just going to have to make a tough decision and drop a defense or something like that, bro. Don't play a defense like the guy CHB said earlier. He said he wasn't going to play a defense because he wasn't going to drop some of the guys that he needed to find out what they are. So maybe you got to make that move. Maybe you drop a defense or a kicker or something like that. Hopefully you got defenses and kickers in your league. Great question, though, Josh. Great question, bro. Long time no see, bro. And Pretty Richie said, CHB, pick up the Jets or Washington defense. They will surprise moving forward. Yes, but I think, Richie, he was mostly saying that he wasn't going to drop. He didn't want to do it because he didn't want to drop his players. I don't think he was just saying he don't want to pick up defense because he don't think nobody is good. I think it's all about mostly he don't want to drop a player for a weak defense, and I feel that. Racky says, now TD got the gas. Thank you, bro. Thank you. And Eric says, quarterbacks, Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence, Mariota as a streamer. Running backs are Eckler, Smith, Mostert. Wide receivers are Amon-Ra, Terry, Kirk, Pittman, Landry. Tight ends is Fairmuth and Kmet. I'm trying to upgrade on running back. Who do I offer and for who? Okay, let me try to get you this kind of quickly. So you're trying to upgrade the RB. You got Amon-Ra. You can't get rid of him. You got Terry McLaurin. and you got Christian Kirk, and you got Pittman. And so I'm trying to say, you got Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence, Mariota is a streamer. You got running backs, Eckler. So this is what I would say. You need to upgrade your running backs. See if you can get rid of Eckler and go get Pierce. And let me see. You can go get Pierce and Dalvin Cook. Giving up Eckler. You can give up Eckler, bro, and get 2 running backs if you see that on somebody's team. But I don't see no wide receivers that you can really make it happen. Nobody's going to really accept Terry McLaurin and get what you can. I say you need to be targeting Dameon Pierce. I'm just trying to see what you can give up for Dameon Pierce. I don't know other than Eckler. I think Eckler is the best guy on your team to give up and get 2 players or 3 for 1 or 2 for 1. And Kale says, I don't know why I dropped Tony for Van Jefferson. I get it, bro. They said Jefferson should take the number 1 role. I get it, bro. That's why you got to go with talent sometimes. I think he has upside being a year 3 wide receiver. He needs to put plays on tape to get paid. I agree 100% with that, bro. And Kale says, wish me luck. I am, bro. It's all good. Sometimes, hey, listen, I traded Justin Fields and Darnell Mooney in one of my leagues that I was like, I only had one game. I think it was I was like 1-5, and I gave up Justin Fields and Darnell Mooney to get Ramondre Stevenson, Courtland Sutton, and Alexander Madison. Now, I really wanted Ramondre Stevenson just to give me another big-time player in flex, and I was going to work my way up with Courtland Sutton and Alexander Madison. So, do I hate now that I gave up that he was going to cover up for maybe a lack of flex plays? Yes. But it is what it is. I don't worry about it because I know I was on a target and I did what I did. Same thing with you. You was on a target. You did what you did. Don't regret anything in fantasy. I'm telling y'all, I'm going to make a video. Play fantasy with no regrets. Whenever you make a decision, ride with it. Don't let nobody try to chastise. Yeah, man, that was a dumb move. Bro, that's hindsight. That's hindsight. Just believe in what you're doing. And Pretty Richard says, Mike Williams should play this week. Swift will boom like in 2 weeks and win fantasy football leagues this season. Yes, sir. And Pretty Richard says, Kale's bad move. Kadarius Toney over Van Jefferson. Yes, sir. But like I said, he can't play that regret game. Don't play that regret game. And Josh Cone says, I had to drop Juju for Toney because of bench space. I'm 7th in a 10-team league, and I'm fighting to keep myself alive. Yeah, bro. And ain't nothing wrong with dropping Juju for Toney, as long as you didn't have nobody else that was weaker on your team. Because Toney about to hit. And Juju out too. So you got to make it. You got to do what you got to do. You in 7th. You trying to get that playoff spot. And Pretty Richard says, click the like button, everyone. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rich Hicks. He says, bro, what it do? You called it with Kmet and Fields being a running quarterback. Yes, sir. I told people. I talked about Kmet all year. Now, I got off on him for a couple of weeks when Justin Fields was really struggling, but Kmet still was ranked in my top 12. So thank you, bro. He said, should I trade Greg D and Cowboys D for Kmet? Greg, I don't know who Greg is, but yes, if you're going to trade defenses, don't get Kmet. Bro, unless your defense is scoring 40 points, unless you got one of them high DSTs type leagues, yes, sir, I'm doing that all day. He says, also, what you think about Watson tonight? Should I play him? Bro, I'm just going to be – I love that you answer this really vague. Now I can give you just the facts because you didn't put me in a corner and make me answer a bunch of questions like Christian Watson or D-Hop. So I'm going to tell you right now, Christian Watson, bro, you got to roll him out there. And listen, if he does you, don't get upset. And I'm not doing that to cover myself. I'm doing that because I know what type of play Christian Watson. Like if I told you to play D-Hop and he does it to you, like TD, you said play D-Hop over Jerry Rice, and I was wrong, then yeah, I'd take that one. But Christian Watson, guys, I'm telling you now, if he does you, hey, that's what he is. He's going to be a better MVS tag in. So if you want the boom, go with Christian Watson. It's just that simple. And CHB says that Pretty Richard, I would definitely look into them. Okay, so you might have been right, Richie. Maybe he does need a defense. Maybe you was right, Richie. Good job, bro. And Viv says, you think we see Justin Herbert finally show up? Yes. As his weapons comes back, he will show up. He says, looks like Mike Will and Keenan Allen making a return this week. If they do, Justin Herbert through the roof. Listen, let me tell y'all a move that you can make. If you got a guy like Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, or Josh Allen, or even Jalen Hurts, you could go trade for Justin Herbert because they probably a little disappointed. Get Justin Herbert once Mike Williams and Keenan Allen come back, but get a haul. Get Justin Herbert and 2 more picks. I'm telling you guys, especially in Superflex leagues, if you're willing to give up Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields or Josh Allen, you can get a haul and go trade for Justin Herbert with his weapons coming back. Because I think Justin Herbert is an elite quarterback with Mike Williams and Keenan Allen on the field. Maybe you want to wait, but this is the last week to make trades in most leagues. So we might have to do it before Sunday. And CHB, Pretty Richard said, at CHB, you will be satisfied. Trust. And Rich Hick says, Pretty Richie, what up, player? Pretty Richie, what they called him? Yes, sir. Pretty Richie, what they called him? And Pretty Richie said, at Vibs, Justin Herbert will begin to play elite before his ribs injury. He's getting healthy. Yes, sir. And Pretty Richie said, Rich Hitch. Yes, sir. And Joy, what's up, bro? He said, TD, rest of the season. Gibson, Gus Edwards, Michael Carter. I want to package one to try to acquire Higgins. Okay, rest of the season. You said, I want to package one to try to acquire Higgins. So, rest of the season, I like Gibson better than both of these guys. To try to acquire Higgins, it might be only Gibson. I don't think you can do it with Gus Edwards or Michael Carter. So Gibson, I like Gibson though, man. I think he's a league-winning running back. He's a top 12 running back going forward in PPR, bro. So I would say hold on to Gibson. I think he's a league-winning player. But use Gus Edwards or Michael Carter to try to get Higgins. But I think you can do it with Gibson because people know what Gibson's going to be. But I wouldn't give up Gibson. Joey says, I want to see some Viking jerseys on Pretty Richie's wall. Okay. And Pretty Richie says, Joey Vice laughing my ass off. I will get a Justin Jefferson jersey. It'll be painful. Okay. And Josh Cone says, always appreciate you, bro. Hey, anytime, bro. You too. And Joy says, at Pretty Richie, laugh out loud. Let's go old school. Get a Chris Carter jersey. Best hands of all time. And you're right. He do got the best hands of all time. Him and D-Hop, Pretty Richie says, at Joy, Randy Moss or Carter. Yeah. I don't know about best hands, best receiver, but best hands. Chris Carter had better hands than Randy Moss. And I know that's tough because Randy Moss was great, but I'm going to go with Chris Carter on this one. And Rich says, should I keep Daniel Jones if I have Josh Allen on my team, or should I use the roster swap for someone else? It depends on what if it's something great out there, like if Pacheco was out there, bro, and he was getting 15 carries a game and then getting goal line carries, I would say drop Daniel Jones to go get Pacheco. But if it ain't nobody like Pacheco that's about to get the sauce, about to get a full workload, no. I'm keeping Daniel Jones. But only drop Daniel Jones to go get somebody that's getting a full workload. Joey says, Moss stretched the field and was blazing fast, but I got to take my boy Carter. Yep. Team player, work ethic, IQ. Don't blame you for Moss, though. Best 1-2 duo. Yep, I agree. And Pretty Richard says, TD has championed almost 20 cutting-edge players since April. Yep. 2023 and only missed on Rashad Penny because he got injured. Yep. Taysom Hill, inconsistent. Rondell Robinson, inconsistent. So I've been wrong on Rondell Robinson. I'll take that one. And Velus Jones. That's another. That's rookie guys. But Rashad Penny and Taysom Hill, I was correct on those guys. Hey, Kenneth Walker that was going to be Rashad Penny role. And I know people say, well, it's going to get Andrew. But listen, you was getting them, the way you was drafting them, it was the value. The way you drafting Rashad Penny, now, I wouldn't have told nobody to take a volatile player. That's why I told people not to take CMC. I'm not telling nobody to draft a guy like that in the first 3 rounds. But he was a 5th-round pick, and that's even late when he got a 5th-round pick. Early in the season, he was like a 10th-round pick, 11th-round pick. I mean, wasn't nobody drafting Rashad Penny. And Joey Banks says 15 out of 20 isn't heard of. Cutting edge. Yes, sir, bro. I'm somewhere around 75, 80% on my players for my whole time I've been doing YouTube, bro. I mean, it's some guys that I was on, like Antonio Gibson. He's coming through. He's hitting. People said I was wrong on him. He's coming back around. I was right. So AJ Dillon, he ain't been doing great this year, but I'm still championing him too. Now, I wasn't the first one on AJ Dillon, but I still like him. So, man, yeah, man, I think I've been doing a great job this year, man. And I'm only trying to do that for y'all to win championships, not to pat myself on the back. I want y'all to win championships. I want to grow that way. And Josh says, I'm playing a long game. Okay, Hollywood is on IR for me, and I have Odell on my bench. My wide receivers are Tyreek Hill, Lazard, Tony, and Scary Terry. Okay. Yeah, so you got great wide receivers with Tyreek Hill, Lazard, Tony, and Scary Terry. You can't drop none of those guys, so I see what you're saying. You say, and I have Odell on my bench. I might drop Odell before I go and don't play a quarterback, right? So I might drop Odell to go get a quarterback to win. But if you don't need to win, then I wouldn't do it. I'll just hold on and move on to the next week. Rich says, facts. I have Water and Lockett on a bye and have Wilson and Thielen and Flex and Watson. Greg D is Dotridge. Okay. Greg Dotridge. Okay. Gotcha. Says, I have Water and Lockett on the bye and I have Wilson and Thielen. Yeah, you got to flex them. I mean, you got to play Wilson and Thielen, and you say you flex and Watson. Yes, there's nothing wrong with that, bro. You got Watson carry you. If he hit tonight, he's going to carry you. And Pretty Richard says, TD champion D stud since April. Amon-Ra St. Brown, yep. Christian Watson, yep. Rashad White, yep. Mike Williams, yep. I was on Mike Williams. I was on Pacheco. Cole Kmet, yep. Justin Fields, Jalen Hurts. I was on high on Jalen Hurts. Antonio Gibson. I was on Jalen Hurts when he got drafted. I said that he was going to be the best quarterback out of that draft. I said what I said. And Antonio Gibson, yep. Michael Carter coming along, yep. And Tyreek Hill. Yes, sir. Appreciate that, Richie. And Cade, what's up, bro? Glad to see you here. He said, star 2. Pittman, Sutton, Ayuk, and Watson. Should I also try to package one of these with Stevenson to go get Tyreek? Yes. So I'm pretty sure you're strong at running back since you're trying to package somebody with Stevenson. So, bro, I hate to say it. After it might be Watson and Stevenson to go get Tyreek. But listen, if you can go I would rather try to do like Ayuk and Stevenson or Sutton and Stevenson or Pittman and Stevenson. I don't want to get rid of Watson. But I think going forward, I think people are going to be like, especially after tonight, I think people are going to be more on Watson. And so you're going to be able to make something move and make something happen with Watson and Stevenson. And guys, I'm going to try to get through these questions because let me see. We got about 10. I go about 10 more minutes. He says, I like that trade. Take of Justin Herbert for a haul. Yep, didn't think of it. That's why I listened to you, bro. Thank you. Anytime, bro. Sean Bonds, what's up, bro? Hey, that's probably one of my most loyal supporters, guys. I hope nobody don't get mad today, but he's probably the most loyal supporter. I mean, he always supported me from the beginning. When I was sitting around on a raggedy, blurry camera, hey, TD, let's go, bro. Always showing support, cash apping me, bro. I respect you, bro, all the way. And he says, Madison and Akers rest of the season standard. That's a great question. I'm going to say Madison because Dalvin Cook is very volatile. So you want to, if he go down for 2 or 3 weeks, and it could be in a playoff week or something like that, like you're going to have a sauce. Akers, he's really ain't going to be a sauce until he break a long run. Is he going to break a long run? We don't know. I doubt that. So I'm going to go with Madison over Akers. But that's a great question, bro. You always ask hard questions because you know your stuff. That's a great question. And Pretty Richie says, at Joey Vice, not everyone keeps the score. Most content creators only stick with one player. They champion that. Booms. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Pretty Richie says, Sean Bonds, go Madison over Akers. Yes, sir. I agree with you, Richie. And Kale says, I got Everett, Greg D, Greg Dotridge, and Kyle Pitts. Would you drop Pitts? No, I'm not dropping Pitts. You don't drop players with that type of value. That's why Allen Robinson don't be on waivers. You know, he played garbage all year, but people don't drop him. So with Kyle Pitts' value, you don't drop him because you don't want that to come back to hunt you. It's like breaking up with a girl that is really good, but you just want you just want something that's like, I don't know, she lacking something somewhere else, and they can come back to hunt you. She meet another guy, they end up making millions of dollars, and she's having a great life, and you like, dang, I gave her up. So same thing with Kyle Pitts. I'm saying I wouldn't drop him. So you says I got Everett. So who I would play? I would play Greg Dulcich. I would bench Kyle Pitts. I would play Greg Dulcich over Kyle Pitts. Sean Bond says Kareem Hunt on Michael Carter rest of the season. Michael Carter, bruh. Michael Carter. All right, let me get to this last question, and then I'm gonna go through these stories and sit guys kind of quick. It ain't that many guys. Just like about 5 or 6 guys at each position. Pretty Richie says, as Sean Barnes, go Carter, Michael Carter. He said Chris Carter. Michael Carter over Kareem Hunt. Deshaun Watson doesn't dump off the running backs. He don't. But Kareem Hunt will make him act a little bit different because he never had a running back like Kareem Hunt. And Pretty Richard says, click the like button and share this channel, everyone. Yes, sir. All right, guys. So let's start. Let's get to these stars and sits real quick. I hope this is still good content, me waiting to the end, because I thought today I needed to switch it up a little bit. But you starting your studs like Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Justin Fields, Kirk Cousins, and Dak Prescott are all stars. That's easy. But guys that I want to tell you that I think are good smash plays for you is Daniel Jones is a start this week. He's a start. He's playing Detroit. Really good, great matchup. Detroit is not strong on defense. Marcus Mariota playing Chicago. Chicago with them letting Robert Quinn and letting Roquan Smith go. Marcus Mariota is going to be able to boom on you with his legs. It's all about his legs. You're not really depending on him to throw touchdowns. And Russell, last name Wilson. Russell, last name Wilson. Yes, guys, Russell Wilson. So Russell Wilson is a good play this week. He's a guy that I say he's a star this week because he's playing Las Vegas, and I think that defense is just fell apart. Other than Max Crosby, nobody else that I'm trusting on that defense. Taylor Heineke playing against the Houston Texans, hyper-targeting Terry McLaurin. He's a streamable, startable quarterback this week. Jimmy Garoppolo playing against Arizona. Yes, they might be taking away IU because I don't think they're going to necessarily be able to put Brian Murphy on Debo because they do take away the number one wide receiver, guys. They're great at that. They're the best team to take away the number one wide receiver. Excuse me. But Debo is unconventional, so you just can't take him away. He might line up in the backfield and catch a target. So it's going to be hard to take him away. But I do think Jimmy Garoppolo is a start this week. And 3 more quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers. He's a start tonight because of what he did with Christian Watson. He tasted victory, right? So when the guys taste victory or they taste some success, I think it's time to ride that out. So I would play Aaron Rodgers this week. And Kenny Pickett. Yes, against Cincinnati. I think Kenny Pickett is getting more comfortable, and by them consolidating, getting rid of Chase Claypool, makes Kenny Pickett to zero in what he needs to do even more. He don't feel like he got to hyper-target nobody and try to get this guy involved in the game. He just can play freely, and so I like Kenny Pickett. And last but not least, guys, is Davis Mills. Yes, I'm on Davis Mills. It's because mainly they're playing Washington. Washington D-line is okay, but they don't rush the passer great. Chase, the guy that got hurt last year, coming back, but this is like his first game back. So Davis Mills, guys, hyper-targeting Nico Collins. I think that'll be fine. I think he can give you 2 touchdowns with Nico Collins. He will be throwing the ball to other guys, but I just think Davis Mills with Nico Collins is the main thing. All right, let's move on to the running backs. I only got a couple guys. I'm going to talk about a couple guys. I'm going to start some sits. Guys, you don't have to start DeAndre Swift this week. I like him, but you don't have to. Najee Harris, you don't have to start him. Now, listen, he's healthy, but he's playing Cincinnati. And could they give Jalen Warren a couple more carries? They could, especially with his knee injury. So they can say, hey, look, Najee, it ain't got nothing to do with your talent. It's got to do with your knee. No, it don't. It got to do with that he ain't getting it done, maybe. So you don't got to start Najee Harris. Michael Carter is a star for me, but you don't have to start him. He's playing New England. That's a great defense. Against with Zach Wilson, too. And Ezekiel Elliott, I probably wouldn't start him this week. I would probably just start Tony Pollard, even though Ezekiel Elliott looks like he's going to be trending to play. He's got a knee brace on. I don't want to see Zeke out there with no knee brace. That looks weird to me. I don't want to see a running back with a knee brace on. I don't want to play a running back with a knee brace. So guys, and some of my other starters, and Deontay Foreman, he's another guy that I might not play. I mean, I know he's up there, so you might have to play him, but he's playing Baltimore. Baltimore defense is getting better. They got Roquan Smith. They got Patrick Queen. They got Marlon Humphrey and who was the guy? They got the other corners out there. Marcus Peterson. They got these guys. They come together. This defense is going to be sneaky good. So you don't have to start D'Onta Foreman because I feel like they could get ahead on these guys 14 points. They could take D'Onta Foreman out the game. So some of the starts, James Conner, Devin Singletary, Antonio Gibson are all starts. Tony Pollard, Brian Robinson, Melvin Gordon, guys, is a star from. That's a guy I want to talk to y'all about. He's playing Las Vegas. That's a sneaky star. If he's out there on your waivers, you can stream him this week playing against Las Vegas. I think Melvin Gordon showed that he needs to get at least 10 carries every week. What he did last week when Las Vegas when they played, not Las Vegas, but they played Las Vegas this week. That's the most terrible run. Them in Houston, their defense is terrible on the run. Cordell Patterson is a start. Isaiah Pacheco, you can start him this week if you want to as a flex play. Elijah Mitchell is a flex play, RB2, and Kenyon Drake as a flex play. I know Gus is coming back, but if I'm going to trust any guy between him and Gus, it's going to be Kenyon Drake because I've seen it. Why would you bring Gus off an injury and get him hurt again? He ain't been played in like 2 years. That's why he got a hamstring injury. Hamstring injuries come when you haven't been out practicing and playing a lot, and because you put a lot of force on your muscles and they're not ready for it. All right, wide receivers real quick. Paris Campbell is a star. Darnell Mooney is a star. Rondale Moore is a sneaky booming player, get ready to break out wide receiver, star. Christian Watson, to me, is a star. Now, listen, I know he could dodge you, but he is a star for me. And Terrence Marshall. I like Terrence Marshall. He's a star. But you know you're starting all your normal guys. All your upper echelon wide receivers. Devontae Smith is a star, a big-time star. DJ Moore, you can sit him if you want to. Like, because he playing against Baltimore. I don't know. Baker hasn't never had good chemistry with him, but he's had good chemistry with Terrence Marshall. So that's why I got Terrence Marshall out there. And Tyler Boyd is a star. I like Tyler Boyd over T. Higgins. I'm not saying bitch T. Higgins, but I just like Tyler Boyd over T. Higgins. Amari Cooper is a star. Courtland Sutton playing against Las Vegas is a star. Getting those 12 targets with Judy being out. And Michael Pittman gets Philly with Matt Ryan coming back in this offense. He's a star. All right, guys, so let's just talk about 5 guys for tight ends. Because you know all the rest of the tight ends, you kind of got to start them. It's not a lot out there. But Dalton Schultz is a start against Minnesota. He's come back off the injury. He looks decent. Tyler Higbee, they don't have anybody else. He got hyper-targeted last week. He probably going to get hyper-targeted again. Greg Dolchers playing against Las Vegas is a smash play. Roll him out there. Tyler Conklin. Yes, against New England, even though it's Zach Wilson, I'm playing Tyler Conklin. I think he's just a safe play. I think Zach Wilson is learning how to get the ball to Tyler Conklin. And with the bye week, hopefully Zach Wilson gets a little bit better. Just a little bit better, right? And Jawan Johnson playing against the Rams. I got to tell y'all, he's a star. So I went to some of the guys that y'all might not think are stars, and I talked about them. Hopefully this is a better process. All right, guys, so let me answer these last couple questions, and then I'm going to get out of here. Mr. Anderson says, Kyle Pitts or Jaylen Warren in the flex? I'm going Kyle Pitts just because they put Najee, they took his questionable tag off. It ain't a game time decision. So I'm going to say Kyle Pitts. And Rich says, laughing my butt off, that looks weird. Facts. It does. It does, bro. I don't want no running back playing with no knee brace. No, sirree. And Pretty Richard says, at Mr. Anderson, go Jaylen Warren over Pitts. Jaylen is getting more work each week, and Najee knee is sore. Mariota has murdered Kyle Pitts. What a race. Yes, but only thing that worries me, Pretty Richie, is Najee might come out there and ball out again. If they saying that they taking him off the questionable tag this quick, that ain't gonna play no factor Sunday. So they gonna be looking to get him 15 to 20 carries as long as he's getting it done. He ain't like getting stopped in the backfield every time. So I'm not just gonna tell people to go to Jaylen Warren because it don't feel safe to me yet. I don't want him to get 8 carries and 8 touches and he had to boom to make him fantasy valuable. Michael Reeves says, pick one, bruh. The PPR league, Antonio Gibson, Watson, DJ Moore, Tony. Bruh, that's very, very tough. But I'm in a vacuum because, I'm going to kind of get to the question quick. In a vacuum, I'm going to go with Tony. So I'm going to rank these guys. I'm going to rank them the way I see it. Tony, Gibson, Watson, DJ Moore. And the reason why I'm going Gibson over Watson, because Gibson's floor is way, way better. It's not Watson got the best ceiling. I don't know. I would say Tony got the best ceiling, and he got a nice floor. So that's why he's number one. So I'm going to say Tony, Gibson. Gibson, I just like Gibson. The way they use him, J.D. McKissick is out. So they got to use Gibson. And then I'm going to say Watson third and DJ Moore last. Travis says Jalen Warren or Deontay Foreman. Deontay Foreman, bro, over Jalen Warren, because Najee, they took that questionable tag. But if he still had that questionable tag, I would tell you to play Jalen Warren. And Pretty Richard says Travis Lucas, go Foreman over Warren. Yes. And Gable says, yo, TD, which three would you start as RB2, wide receiver, and flex? Swift, Elijah, Mitchell, Pacheco. I don't know what Warsome is. And Mooney. Is that Taysom? So I would say which three? Elijah Mitchell, Mooney, and Pacheco. But let me know who Warsome is. I don't know who that is, bro. So Mooney, Pacheco, and Elijah Mitchell. Mooney, Pacheco, and Elijah Mitchell. Now listen, you can start Swift over Pacheco, but I like Pacheco. They took him off of special teams this week. Okay, Watson. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to put Watson in there as the last result. So I'm gonna say Elijah Mitchell, Pacheco. No, Elijah Mitchell, Watson, and Mooney. So I'm going to put Watson over Pacheco. So Elijah Mitchell, Watson, and Mooney. And 619 says, what up, bro? Yo, man, who would I start in the flex week? Paris Campbell or Slayton or Michael Carter? Paris Campbell, bro, is probably the best one to go with. I like Michael Carter, but Paris Campbell is the best. And Pretty Richard says, go Michael Carter as a flex. I agree with that. But Paris Campbell be getting hyper-targeted, so it's hard for me to go away from that. It's hard for me to go away. I mean, talking about 12 targets. Steven, what's up, bro? He says, Njoku or Pitts? Njoku. Kale says, Daniel Jones or Jimmy G? Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, bro. And 619 says, Juwan Johnson or Pitts this week? I'm going Pitts over Juwan Johnson. And Steven says, Palmer or Nico Collins? Nico Collins all day, bro. Nico all day. And Rich says, I only have 3 running backs right now. Eckler, Chubb, and Mostert. I dropped CEH. Only running back on the waivers are Murray, McKinnon, Madison, Hines, and James Cook. Are any worth dropping Johan Dotson for? Thanks. Good luck. Yes, drop Hines and get Johan Dotson. Drop Hines. And 619 said, oh, okay. And Kale says, yo, Nico about to blow. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Pretty Rich said, Rich Hicks, I like Murray as a sneaky running back flex. His role is pretty nice in that offense. Yep. I like Melvin Gordon, too. And Travis Looney says, Pretty Richie, thank you. Yes, sir. And Marvin, what's up, bro? And last comment, guys, 619 says, Jamal Williams or Michael Carter for RB2. Jamal Williams. Yep. Who they playing? They playing the Giants. I still got to go Jamal Williams. That touchdown upside is great. And 619 says, Pretty Richie says, Steven, go Nico over Palmer. Yep, he's a wide receiver too in that offense. I agree. All right, guys, thank y'all for tuning in. Guys, make sure you sign up for the OnlyFans. Guys, I'm going to start doing my rankings. My top 12 rankings, maybe I might go to 24. I don't know. But I might do my top 24 rankings and change them every week. That way y'all can get some rankings and you can see how I feel about players. So that's what I'm going to be doing on OnlyFans. Guys, there's certain things that I'm not going to do on YouTube because OnlyFans it's like dear to my heart. That's my Patreon. So I got to be able to provide cutting edge content there. So it's going to be my rankings and I'm giving you personalized videos or whatever, half off on consultations, whatever. So guys, thank y'all for tuning in. Guys, y'all be safe. Peace.